All right, so this is gonna be a best of 5. It's gonna be, we're gonna be watching Runaway then. We're gonna be watching Runaway versus GenG. Spoilers, we know who won. Assassin has been picked up recently. Wait, where did Assassin go? Toronto Defiant? Am I correct about that? Assassin. Wikipedia. Justice, that's right. He went to the Justice. So he'll be playing, he's going to be the player playing like with Tuba. Puyol, we all know from Overwatch. FaZe, I think I've seen it. FaZe rings a bell. So a lot of this is sort of like the new iteration of Runaway. Maybe I've seen him in a previous Runaway iteration. But they're going to be playing against GenG. So we obviously know TU plays for Seoul Dynasty. He was on a 2-way contract at this point. So we're going to see this. 0-1 on our player mainstay. Sporkle is watching. Oh no. So let's go have a look at this. We're going back to this sort of old school meta. Alright, so this meta is before the, like, a lot of changes. So I think this is before the Sig nerfs. So Sig has not been nerfed yet on his shield change. So I think you'll see a lot of Sig in this match. This match happened in like December 2020. I had Heesey despite every time thing. I knew Assassin was with one of the new Korean/Western teams. So December-ish. I think it's December 2020. December 2020. December 2020. Yeah, that's very confusing to say, but that's what it is. So let's see what we got. So we're going to see a lot of Brig Zen because Wrecking Ball Tracer was very common during this time. But the difference that we're going to see is that I don't think we'll see as much Xayah and we'll see more Sig. Itzel gets absolutely fucking destroyed. Oh no, that's every Wrecking Ball's like worst dream. It's all downhill here from here. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that going so poorly off the bat. So big plays by Chiyu so far. Like that's just like such an unfortunate, like that death just literally leads into like so many things, right? They get the rally, they then win a fight for free, and that's what 30-40% right there. So this potentially could be last fight if it doesn't happen quickly. And Runaway is coming up on a lot of ults, but GenG doesn't have anything just yet either. So it's like everyone has to wait, so it's going to go into last fight territory if GenG doesn't win this. So this could be an ultimate feels bad kind of round. Oh my god, Assassin showing why he got picked up, just destroying. How do you get the Wrecking Ball and the Tracer? Honestly, it's impressive that you get the Wrecking Ball and the Tracer. I like the use of the Flux to make sure you clean up all staggers. Quasid is in trouble, but also not in trouble because he has the Transcendence. Do not get booped. Interesting that they didn't decide to punish the Zen. Alright, they're actually going to get a fight here, which might make that Flux really bad. Yeah, so I think GenG can just walk in and use all their ultimates here, right? So they use the Bob, they use the Trance, they have the Flux if they need it. I just realized Runaway's running Sig Xayah instead of the Wrecking Ball, and it seems to be working very well. Alright, that was very one-sided for Runaway. Is it Runaway's funny come for Gauntlet? Yeah, I'm curious to see why they ran Xayah Sig there. I have not seen that. It's sad that Assassin got signed, but Merit didn't, yeah. They run non-ball comps this patch. Yeah, which is so... I wonder if this is just recognizing that Brig Zen is just too good and then just counter it by not running the ball. I think if you don't run the ball, the Brig gets significantly less value. For Koth, right. Yeah, so this is still 1 second Sig shield patch. So this is old school patch before the Sigma really took a hard hit. So you will see almost 100% of Sigmas throughout this match. There hasn't really been much Overwatch play lately, so we're going way back. They brute force the ball and then use Xayah charge to throw teams off. Ball couldn't slam and that confused a lot of teams. Yeah, I think it like by changing the way you play this, like the Brig, I almost don't like the Brig pick here and have kind of Makes me question the ball, especially with a Roadhog as well, right? You add a Roadhog into that line, the Wrecking Ball is going to be so hard to do anything in this situation. Oh, that's so nasty. That's such a dirty kill. So how many balance changes there's been since this patch? Yeah, but the thing is, the balance changes are very minor usually. It usually only really hits 1 or 2 heroes really badly. The Sig one was the biggest change that we've seen in recent memory. Yo, I'm late. I forgot to say what day it is, but I'm here for the VOD review. Hell yeah. We're watching this Runaway versus GenG game, so I'm excited to see what happens. See, it kind of feels like Runaway, like, it's not, they can't, GenG just can't even get into the point. Like, that's, they're so afraid of going first and diving, so their backline feels like they have to walk forward, and then the Hanzo is just getting so much value every time anyone peeks their head. Like, he's just getting so much value with the wall hacks. Assassin's actually just murdering them, though. Impressive first look from Assassin. When did this game happen? December 2020. I like the contender skins. Yeah, they're pretty nice. I like that they have their own color so that everyone always knows that, like, it's contenders kind of when you look at it, if you know what I mean. Alright, so how does GenG deal with this? You can just see the ball and the Tracer just not comfortable going in. I feel like the Roadhog is just marking that. Oh, nice little slam onto the Hanzo, but I think it should get res pretty easily through Valk. So there it is. And then, once again, all of a sudden the ball slams, gets value, but even if he gets value, he just dies for it. It's almost impossible for the ball to live in this situation against a Brig Hog. Oh, that's a good flux as well. That's a very good flux. It's Custa! Yo, another fat host. Yo, thank you very much. I actually don't know, sorry, the name of that. It just shows me Korean characters, unfortunately. I cannot read Korean, so if anyone can let me know who that is, I'd appreciate that. Exy, yo, Exy, thank you very much for the host. Much love. Welcome. We're actually watching some we're watching some contenders right now. We're going back and watching the Gauntlet Runaway versus GenG. So this happened about 2 months ago. I am excited. I will say that for the Exy fans out, I'm actually really excited to see what's gonna happen with Dallas Fuel. Watch EM match? I do want to go back and watch an EM match at some point. Why watch Element Mystic match when I can just watch a Dallas Fuel match in 1 month? Pretty much Element Mystic. I think Element Mystic ran dive, like legit full dive. Wait, really? They just like didn't even go like hold back at all? Like, did they run a Diva? What would you run as full dive back here? Would you run Wrecking Ball, Diva, Tracer, Lock the Soldier? Genji, Ana, Winston. Yo. Wait, Winston Wrecking Ball? That's crazy. Dude, Runaway just actually pounded that match there. Xayah, I think. So Winston, Xayah, Genji, Ana, Lucio? I'm interested. That actually sounds pretty clean. We should watch that. Is that in this Gauntlet? We'll watch this match now, but we should definitely... Can someone mark that down? I'm actually really interested to see how that worked. Because pretty much everyone was playing Sigma at this point. Like, I love all their coffees. Dude, that's the same thing as me. When I was on stage, it's just chugging coffee. They ran it on attack at some points. The Kings run on mana. Oh, interesting. The Nano Blade is like really effective against this these compositions because I think you can also get like a lot of high value one shots. I wonder if they run Mercy with this the Genji actually. I'm actually really interested to see how they made that work. All right, what do we got? So let's see. So Runaway's gonna not run the Wrecking Ball again. So they're playing like. This is sort of what I was talking about where this is sort of what used to be the meta comp in like ranked and that kind of stuff. This was the meta comp. But with the SIG changes, I think it actually removed a lot of the viability from the survivability of the backline. And then I actually think this was a really good counter to the way this was played, because what happens is if you just run a Brig Roadhog, it just like stuns and makes the Wrecking Ball almost like useless. Like this is actually gonna be really hard even without the Brig to get value. And then they just play the Ash Hanzo so much damage to the point that GenG has to mirror in some capacity, not play the Brig, not play like the full dive and like what they're doing. Did Felix go back to EM before back to Shanghai? I think it was on CC. I think that sounds right. I'm not 100% sure though. When we talk about like old school Element Mystic of like that, like that's like an old iteration of Element Mystic on the Dallas Fuel. All right, so how is Itzel and although gonna get this value as Traceable? I think Runaway have got to be really careful about losing position, right? Like, so they've already lost this background control, this back control, and you can see the Hog Hanzo recognize that they need to make sure they deal with it in some way and don't give them all the space, because if they get a free, oh my god, dude, Assassin's fucking pounding. Oh my god. If they can stop the dive from getting off cleanly onto the backline, then it's going to be really hard for GenG to get anything done, right? Dude, GenG wins this. I don't know how. They look incredibly outclassed right now. M was 2019 Gauntlet winner. Yeah. Never thought I'd support Fuel, but after supporting Paris and Dragons in Season 3, I'm torn. You should do it. Like, I don't think the current iteration of Dallas Fuel is anything that we've seen in the past. As I said, I think if Dallas Fuel sort of doesn't succeed, it's Dallas Fuel's cursed. Like, they have such good players on Dallas Fuel, and they have a complete revamp of the coaching staff and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's just Dallas's curse, isn't it? There's no if ands or buts about it. This is upgraded Dallas Fuel. Yeah, this isn't Custa Dallas Fuel. This is a good Dallas Fuel. Every time someone links a Cyclone Fuel, dude, I love the Cyclone Fuel. I love the "you are here" memes every time. Dude, like, GenG just literally can't do anything. They even use the Bob to engage. But, like, although it's literally getting farmed. Has he got a Pulse Bomb yet? That would actually be really interesting to look at. Has he got a Pulse Bomb yet? He did. Wait, did he? Oh, shit, I skipped too far, sorry. This might be the world's slowest Pulse Bomb. This is the world's slowest Pulse Bomb. We are 2 minutes and 15 seconds in, and he does not have a Pulse Bomb yet. That's how much he's getting shut down by Assassin on this Hanzo and FaZe on the Hog. But not on the keyboard.
Step on me.
Dude, Assassin, man, his Hanzo was actually crazy. This is getting me more excited about Washington. Wow, they finally get the effective dive though. There's the Pulse Bomb, high value. Wow, so they actually do turn it. Even though like Assassin killed everybody, they do turn it. So I feel like this Runaway comp is significantly worse if they can't get set up. If they can not get good position to hold, like I think the GenG composition has the ability to just run over them. Which former Crusty Prodigy coach do you believe will do best in Season 4? Rush, 9K, Junkbuck, Arachne? Honestly, as much as all those coaches I think have done great, I think it's more built on their rosters. A lot of them have great rosters, right? So, it's so hard to know. Like, where is everyone? So, Junkbuck is at Houston. 9K's... Rush is at Toronto. Where did 9K go? 9K went to Fusion. Right. Rush is Dallas. Wait, who's the coach of Toronto then? We need a coach book, or do we know? I'm so bad with coaches. I don't know where everyone went. KDG. That's... Oh, right. Philly coach went to Toronto. That's right. So 9K went to Fusion, Arachne went to Charge, Rush went to Dallas with the Element Mystic boys. Which makes sense, right? Rush goes with Element Mystic from Paris. Interesting. Interesting. I honestly have no idea. As I said, I don't really like talking about coaches because I think it's impossible to really know the strength of a coach without working with them directly or talking with them about Overwatch. And I haven't really like seen or talked a lot to either any of those coaches for the most part. Like I've watched interviews here and there, but it's really hard to get like a full grasp off of an interview. So I don't really like talking about coaches too much or like understanding the effect. Who's the best GM? Why is it cool, man? But honestly, all those teams are very exciting. Like, I think those are the teams that I'm excited for most. These teams that were not historically not very good, and they're having like a massive rebrand, right? Like Toronto, Dallas, and wait, who's the other one I'm thinking of? Kind of charged to away. Houston. Like, there's so many teams that like I'm really excited about. Boston, Washington, yeah, but Washington's already had their redemption arc, right? Boston's a really exciting one. No one really saw this team coming out of nowhere, but I think that Western players are grinding really hard and they all look just really passionate to, you know, win games. But then you also put in the addition that they just have really good players on the team right now, so. Washington getting decay lifted has me doubting still. Yeah, and I think that's why I'm glad that they kept making additions, right? Like they picked up Assassin. Like I'm glad they picked up Assassin and not just be like, Tuba played really good in the playoffs. Let's rely on Tuba. You can't forget that Tuba did not have a good season. Like he wasn't honestly very good other than on the GenG and in the playoffs. Florida Mayhem was the most transparent in the offseason with player contracts. Yeah, and I think Mayhem might be one of the few teams that really didn't improve compared to other teams. And that's why I don't think you can put Mayhem that high. Also, I've barely been watching this game. I've just been talking. So I'm sorry. This is like background noise at the point. But it looks like GenG's been slowly making their way through. Sort of what I was saying where like if they get their footing and they get a good dive, then they win. But if Boston bring up Gebushi, I'm a believer. Yeah, and I think a lot of people have that sentiment as well, so. UGM though, yeah. So I think it's, and it's like, it goes back to the whole thing of like, I've been like pre-thinking power rankings and stuff like that, because I'm going to be doing a power rankings at some point, probably next month. And like, it's kind of sad, but I think Paris and London have to be in the bottom three. And I think I've been looking at other people's power rankings and they agree. Like, it's kind of hard to put, just because of how good all these other teams have gotten. Is Punk still the off-tank in Boston? Yes, he's still the only off-tank. I wouldn't be surprised if Boston got another off-tank and got a Korean off-tank. Right now, I don't think you can deny the talent that Priya's brought in. Yeah, for sure. Everyone's just so good, yeah. This is by far going to be the best season of Overwatch League that we've had. Yeah, who knows what's going on with London. One second. Bo, don't touch my keyboard. Dun, dun. Oh, Quasid, kind of farming. Oh, I think he's gonna want that trance back. It's interesting that oh, C9. Oh, that was very close to a C9. That's a good res on the tracer as well. Dude, Assassin's Doomfist. Let's see what he's got. Oh, they're in so much trouble. Oh my god, that dynamite by Stalker was actually nuts. That dynamite would have done so much damage just on its own. Are one of the ones with Arn twins? Or is that Paris? That is Paris. If I'm correct. Yeah, London doesn't have... The London DPS are Hybrid, Blase, Sparker, and Shax. The Arn twins are on Paris. Dan is the tank, and Can is the support, I believe. Oh, Bo, Bo. Huge dynamite. Soccer is a hot pickup for when he turns 18 in August. Yeah, I think there's a lot, like, the biggest thing that I always have when I watch these VODs, I'm like, why is this person not an L? Like, some of these guys are actually insane. And it's like, well, they're 16. I'm like, that'll do it. So, like, we had that a lot when we were watching the American Tornado versus the British Hurricane. Like, the American Tornado team they have a lot of really good players that I think would do very well on Western teams. And I'm just like, why are none of them in it? It's because their average age is like 17. OG is still like 12, yeah. Zoomers are cracked. Dude, this is why I retired. If you can't keep up with them, just talk shit at them from a distance on the desk, you know? It's a flawless strategy. Khan, the local AFL team. Ultraviolet's gonna be wild when he gets there. Yeah, Ultraviolet, like, just a bunch of those guys. Just even playing ranked with them, they're just so good. It's just like, wow. After not playing for a year and a half, it feels like I'm very out of the loop with a couple of these guys as well. So it's like, it's interesting coming back and just seeing a new set of faces. These fuckers learn about Shrek in history lessons. Yeah, I know. NA Contenders is 13-year-olds with RGB keyboards and caffeine addictions. But they don't even do caffeine like we do. They just like chug Red Bull and snort pills. Us as 13-year-olds, we didn't really have those things. We just drank a lot of black coffee. You're like that babysitter, yeah. I'm like that old guy that like telling them about the history lessons, and they're like, "Okay, Custa, shut the fuck up."
They're looking that bit better right now that I think they could still cap out with a lot of time on the clock. So GenG, unless they play for disruption via Itzel and Although, I mean, their pick potential is so much lower than Runaways, where look at the fact there's a double sniper, there's the Roadhog as well. Eventually,
NA Tendies has too many edge lords. There's nothing wrong with being edgy, especially in Overwatch. Overwatch is a very timid esport compared to a lot of other esports, so it's good having a little bit of edge and spice in the game. Oh, you mean like racism? Oh yeah. If they're racist and sexist and all that shit, then that's not okay. But I do like a little bit of spice that comes out.
and Itzel is just hanging near that body to try and prevent any kind of res. Not able to do so, unfortunately. Chio able to complete that one, but the side ground's superbly important in this particular matchup.
Oh, assassin, dude. This is how every time I watch like a really good Hanzo, I like just don't know how they hit so many heads. Like with me, I'm like, I'm just shooting in their general direction, just like you are, but somehow you're hitting heads and I'm just missing every shot. I don't know if there's like a special source that I don't understand with Hanzo, but I just can't hit shots compared to him.
Not by much. GenG, they have managed to force the reset out.
Was Australia main support being picked up, then sent back to contender? Yeah, Adam's an off tank. You're thinking of the main support Adam, who's from ages ago, who played as main support. Special source is called AIM. C9 Adam, XL2 Adam was main support, yeah. Damn, Adam has. I was actually. We talked about him a little bit earlier, being like, I wonder where Adam is these days.
Sort of commented on it, but for a brief split second there, as Quasit got his transcendence and before Although committed the pulse bomb, there was the full six, the Christmas tree as I like to call it, but at any rate.
It feels like Runaway struggles a lot more, which is understandable on attack with their composition. Because they're required to walk into space, but they don't really have anyone who creates some space, right? So they're reliant on their Sig and Hog to take space, but I think there's a lot of counters to it, and they have, like, the Ball and the Tracer can just hide behind them, so it might be the cost of their composition, right? I'm dumb, no, that's completely understandable. But, like, your point still stands of Adam was hard fucked by Valiant. It must suck so bad grinding for so long and then being given an opportunity to just fall short, to just get hard cucked by the dumbest of reasons. Oh, he's a manager for the New York Subliners in COD. Really? Interesting. That is interesting. I haven't talked to the guy in a while. I know he was thinking of getting into COD. I just didn't know he did. Sungwoo as well. Yeah, that's a good example. Like the coaching staff. Like. Oh wow, nice kills. Yeah, and it's just I'd almost like to see Runaway switch at this point. Like They sort of just seem to be beating their head against a wall with this composition. Or are they just going to be super stuck on this thing? Oh, actually, there we go. Are we about to see? We see Assassin switch over to the Tracer. I don't like the solo Tracer by Assassin. If you're not going to switch Ball, I don't like it. Like, I much prefer to see FaZe switch to Ball here. Wow, nice to see he's recovering from without cutting it so fast. Great. Yeah, I don't like the Tracer on its own. I don't think he's really going to be able to get a whole lot of position, like, value. Wuyal dies in his flux. Like, I also don't see how FaZe does. Oh, okay, so maybe FaZe doesn't play Ball. Wuyal does. How many Valiant folks found new teams already? Shax, Kai, Lastro are the three that have been announced. I don't know if anyone else is saying. Dreamer got announced to contenders to dark mode. We haven't heard anything about Rain, which is kind of disappointing because I think he deserves to be in the league. But I think it's hard to justify picking up a new main support. Who else we got? Do we have any other players? Agility. Oh yeah, Agility hasn't found a team as well. Yeah, Lastro went to Toronto Defiant. Oh, that's a good rock. Get the Ash, get the Ash! Oh. Yo, FaZe coming through on the Hog. Oh, that's a big kill onto Assassin though. 420 to go on the... Oh, he has the dynamite. Oh, I don't think that was... Yeah. I don't think they got this. What? He's gonna get the flux? Oh, and the mines are actually enormous as well. They're gonna hold this? That's insane. I honestly think it's probably just the lack of consistent damage of the Sigma compared to the Hog, right? The Hog got good picks, but it felt like they couldn't close out that fight. Rain was so good, yeah. But I think main supports, not a lot of people have double main supports. Like, I think if we were talking realistically about what you would want to have two of, I think main support would be the last one I would want. Double flex supports is value in case it goes double flex support meta. But double main support, there's never going to be a double main support meta, and it doesn't really make much sense. I think it's a role you'd rather have consistency on, compared to, like, off tank. Sometimes they have different strengths. Main tanks has different strengths. DPS, obviously, so... It's interesting. Shout about the Agility's in and out session. That guy has been hard fucked by a Valiant too many times, yeah. That was more of a drama situation than anything. Yeah, that whole series was a weird thing. There are a lot of, yeah, and there are a lot of good main supports as well. Like Animo, am I right, Greg? Yo, Stalker just farms, yeah. We see the weaknesses of this composition that we see from Runaway right there, right? Like, the composition obviously works when you can set the pace for the game, but as soon as you're forced to take position using a very stagnant comp, it's never gonna work. I knew this.
Potentially on the defense. Something curiously that a lot of teams were starting to run on Temple of Anubis that we were really scratching our heads over was obviously having the Winston that just never seems to work. And that, luckily, is a trap I don't think Runaway are going to find themselves stepping into.
Did you guys hear that? Meow. This is very close to the mic. Is Sanguinar overrated by the community? Sanguinar is a really interesting one because I was never impressed with Sanguinar, but if you ask Reddit, I think they're very high on Sanguinar after the London train. I haven't really seen it, but I would have been happy to be proven wrong. He went back to contenders, right? Alright. Runaway are gonna run it again. So here it comes again. How do they get positioning with double sniper Roadhog Sigma, right? GenG are just gonna give them a little bit of space and then engage. And like you see, like they're so scared of everyone. Oh, that's a good play by the Hanzo. The problem with GenG right now is they're getting herded into a corner really bad. And because the Wrecking Ball is forced out, It's dangerous. To you is still on the platform, which is a big deal though. They haven't been able to get to you off the platform. They're gonna need to get a pick or a hook here somewhere. Otherwise, they're gonna eventually bleed out. Oh, that was close. There it is. Yeah, I feel like GenG really struggled to get positioning there. They just couldn't find a way to get healthy enough to go for a dive. So good recognition by Runaway of what their win conditions are, and GenG just really struggling. He's on O2, right? They probably said it on a varsity when Brent said it. The way Reddit has been deluded and thinking Toby is bad by washed up analysts. I stand by my point. Obviously, I don't think he's washed. That was my mistake. But wait, what happened? I looked away, and they're gonna hold? Holy cow! Now Runaway have got to do it all again. They obviously have the ultimates now, but now GenG has ultimates, right? So Ital has mines for whenever they go for this dive. Alright, they use the walls to get themselves space, which I like, obviously. Oh, interesting. He's going to use the mines on high ground himself. I guess they do slip off. I don't like this flux because I think it gives Quasit a reason to trance, and I think the transcendence resets their composition. So I think that was a bad flux because now all of a sudden the Bulls full health, they to you can stay on the position. Like I don't think it's ever gonna get the kill that you want. Oh, Quasit, Assassin's getting picks. Itzal's just living rent free in the back line of Runaway though. Echo's a hell of a hero. Echo's just so good. Same thing with Ash, right? I saw you eating a burger in Texas. I did do a lot of eating burgers in Texas. That is true. So you is actually pounding, yeah. But the problem that they're having is they can't spend their time looking at you. They want them to look at you. Oh, nice hook. And now we see Runaway switch. We see them going towards they sticking with the Roadhog again, which I think is going to be a mistake because the Roadhog I don't think acts as good as Sigma was in this patch as like a buffer because you're using the Sigma as like a frontline shielder and I don't think Hog can do that. Oh, that was questionable. There are so many good options to... Whoa! No, don't. You're a fucking madman. Why did that Hog not look for you? I don't know why the Hog wasn't looking for that. Oh, no, FaZe! Doesn't get the transcendence. Don't get hooked. Don't get hooked. The only way you lose is if you get hooked. Oh, the mines. They're going to commit the mines. I don't think they're going to get it, though. Okay. There it is. Is this 175 damage Hog? Yes. This is a while ago. Actually, was that changed through yet? I don't know. I can't remember. I've lost track of patches. Oh, big kills. Are they going to get the cap for this? I think they might. Quasit needs to get this transcendence. I actually think, oh no, it's all dying for that. Actually, getting the Bob not on the point is actually a bigger deal than you'd think. Nice hook. It'll probably get the Zen killed. Wow, nice. You almost saved Quasit there. Yeah, wow. That's the snowball. And that honestly goes back, that's on GenG. GenG used way too many ults to try and win that fight on first point. They committed way too much and then they just didn't have anything for second point. So all it takes is a couple of picks by Runaway and then it's just over. So, because they had nothing to bring back. Depending if Astro is able to leave the UK, Unique might get moved up to a two-way to fill in. It was 150 Hug, right? Okay. Yeah, I've heard that a couple of people, I think European countries. Someone else was saying this about another player, right? Or maybe it was Astro. They were saying that UK players are struggling to get visas, or like EU players are struggling to get visas into Korea. Which isn't too surprising, but it just really sucks. I thought they would still be able to get around those rules. What's the date? December 20, 2020. Because that's one of the reasons I didn't leave. It wasn't the fact that I couldn't get a visa in the country. It's I couldn't get to a consulate. Consulates aren't open to even review or accept your visa types. So I'm able to stay because I have a valid visa. But if I left the country, I would have to go back to a consulate, and they're just not open. Getting appointments right now is really hard to do. So.
GenG just failed to frag out. They failed to get other kills in a position where they had all their respawns. They had plenty of time to set up, but they should have honestly got more done. GenG now have to be the team that has to kind of match up here. You'd like to see them do better onto A. You'd like to see them do well onto A, I should probably say, to make sure they can be competitive in the tie back. And all those going to go down nearly straight away. They are going to be playing what is going to be this kind of Winston into the nano boost coming through from Quas on the Ana kind of composition. But with the difference being that 2U's going to be playing D, that's been the biggest difference between a team like GenG.
Alright, so they're going to play GenG on attack. Ana, GenG, Winston, Diva, Sombra. I don't like this. Not even a little bit do I like this. They're going to get the nano very quickly. So they farm the nano. Why did they go before they got the nano? They were 5% away from getting a nano, yet they went, and then they just get murdered for it. That was a very interesting decision. I like this. It makes one of us. Oh, I was like, why is he shooting there? I was like, right, Sombra. I want to play all these heroes. Everyone wants to play these heroes, right? Like, I think these heroes are so much fun, but I just don't think it's good. For this reason exactly. This Winston got nanoed and everything for him, and he still almost died. Oh, that Olo was very close to dying there. They have to use a nano just to get space. Oh, that Winston's dead. Surely the Winston dies for that. Oh, there's a Genji over there. Oh, is Assassin in trouble? Oh, that was dangerous. If that deflect hit him, he was dead. Oh, I like it. I like it. Gets the orb. Oh, you gotta help Assassin out, though. Nice pull. That Orisa pull gave him so much space. Assassin does not fear death. Oh my god, if that had hit, that would have been so nasty. Oh no, Assassin! He's just gambling that he's not gonna deflect. Typical game, what's like playing Monkey in 2021, yeah. All my homies hate Sombra. Yeah, no one likes Sombra. Even Sombra players don't like Sombra. Oh, Stalker? The Genji value? And that's why you play Genji, right? You're just playing him for that Genji moment. Oh, no, that doesn't work. That was ambitious. And I want to chug jug with me and be Fortnite gamers together, pleading emoji face, pointing right, pointing left. Taco, what did you just write in my chat? When I do good at Sombra, I literally feel so bad for the enemy team I want to swap off. Yeah, when you like EMP and you hit 5 of them, it's like, I don't even feel good about this. It's just, I know how terrible this feels for the... So the big thing is they won that literally using the blade. So now they just get to EMP and then just nano Winston into the backline, right? I don't even think you EMP. Yeah. This is one of those classic cases that is like, I will tell anyone, the fear of the EMP is generally better than the EMP. They held that EMP because they knew that they're just gonna play slow. Oh, Merit dies. Custa dies to the Ash though. How does that even happen? He lost him. He lost his Zen. So he still has the EMP. Ah, but they overcommitted. Yeah, like they got a good engage. They just lost too many players. Damn. Nothing to feel bad about? No. Everything to feel bad about. This is my chat now. If you do get it, you might hold. Oh yeah, on that res before. Yeah, it's definitely the right res. They have Street Fighter skins, but even my girl Chun-Li's so bad. Oh really? I haven't seen those skins.
Same kind of time to work, 'cause at best they can match the
I've never seen that
at
tech before.
worst, they're not going to get it at all. Maybe not even tap. It will come down to how successful EMP is, but Revenge is in position to counter now.
Alright, GenG now has negative ultimates. I don't know how they can. They just have to hope they get an enormous EMP. But they have a Kree Hog. Good luck. And a Transcendence. I don't know how you get value with this EMP. I really don't know how you get value with this EMP. I think you solo hacked the Hog, right? Yeah. Yeah, they're just... they're using the fear of the EMP, but the backline is just dying every time they try and do anything. Try playing tank first up, but no, I'm good. I like playing the game. As a Doom and Lucio main, Sombra, oh yeah. Those things hate Sombra. But if you're a Doom main, I don't feel bad for you, because I also hate Doom. I don't know who I hate more, Doom or Sombra. It's kind of up in the air still.
Runaway, the bait has been revealed.
They're like different types of poison.
Not going to quite connect, and making some more changes now as we head towards the 145 mark. They're definitely not going to reach the same heights of 209 that Runaway have managed to get on their own.
Alright, GenG still has negative ultimates. Their supports are getting ultimates at a snail's pace. Sombra on your tank. That's a good point. Oh, detected. He didn't even need to EMP there. He's the main reason he EMP'd was because he knew he should have. Oh, he recalled into a mine. See, it happens to everyone, chat. Oh, phase on the Roadhog. Yeah, and I think as soon as Runaway capped the map, then I think they had it, right? We've talked so much about how this Roadhog is so much better on the defensive end rather than the Sigma, just because of, like, you get to hold the ground and enable your Kree so much, right? So 6 minutes on Sombra to solo EMP a Hog that doesn't die. Yeah, he could have manual hacked him just as easily as well. So it's like, that's like, the Sombra felt so pressured to use the EMP that they just didn't. I would have preferred to see him try and solo EMP the backline and just hope that you get the Zen. I don't think it was ever worth EMPing the Hog. I feel like I haven't played against enough good Doom and Sombra players to hate them. Yeah, Doom isn't that good if they don't have very good ability. Like they don't use their abilities, but very good Doomfist is so annoying to play against because they literally just one-shot you no matter what you do. Oh, those already dead, yeah. Like, GenG literally just can't do anything. As much as Runaway are very stubborn with their composition, GenG is doing the same thing with the counter comp, right? Like, there was value with what they were doing. But, oh. Oh. Oh, did he get that flash? He didn't, no. Yeah, I still think they're in trouble because 2 CP Omega Law. But yeah, I think this is very map dependent what Runaway is doing. I hate Genji more than Doom and Sombra. See, I don't hate Genji that much because the Blade, at least it feels like they have to use an ultimate to get there. While Doom just literally can just one-shot me without having to get an ultimate. And then once he gets his ultimate, he just has a get out of jail free card. So this is a best of 5, so Runaway is 1 map away from winning. But we know who wins. So, oh, Assassin. Yeah, Assassin's been farming this game. I'm beginning to believe in the Assassin pickup for the Washington Justice. After following Dragons, Lip EMP, and Paris Sparkle Sombra in Season 3, I don't know what EMP is. Yeah, what is EMP? Nobody knows. Dude, Lip Sombras, like, give me an aneurysm. Imagine being the coach for Lip. Like, surely they have someone working with Lip and talking to him and be like, man, we gotta work this out. You gotta EMP somebody. At least somebody. We understand you're the greatest charging Sombra in the game. But you need to hit somebody with the EMP. It was just funny how much of a meme it was even in the Nexus Cup matches.
Early skirmish damage coming through. No one's really running away with ultimate charges yet. Maybe the GenG supports are really starting to get there. Someone's trying his best to just apply pressure onto Merritt. Oh, nearly got the environmental kill. That would have been huge, actually. Send him into the drink. Doesn't quite.
Okay. So we're seeing the exact same thing again. Will Runaway be able to hold in this situation? Because they're playing the double, like, pseudo-double sniper. And once again, someone hates his life. Wait, so they changed their main tank. Interesting. So they got off Etzel and put in someone. I wonder why. How old is this VOD? This is about 2 months old. Yeah, 2 months. Why have people with EMP when you can just farm it at one fight and flex it using it on cooldown? It's true. It's interesting that they do switch out. I wonder if they're like, they didn't think that Etzel was doing a good job, but I honestly don't really blame him. But it's interesting. Dude, there's more subs that happen in Korean contenders than there is in Overwatch League. Assassin? Assassin? Oh my. Dude, he looks so chaotic with his aim, but he just doesn't miss. Dude, Assassin, man. Assassin diff. Damn. Alright. He really lives up to his IGN, yeah. Exactly. Oh, I thought he was dead to that. I really thought he was dead to that. GenG doesn't really have anything left in the tank right now. They got the trance, but they've already vouched. Oh, the flux needs to be enormous, right? That needs to be the... TU needs to get an enormous flux. But they have the transcendence, so it's... Okay, actually, the Hanzo and the Mercy need to be really careful about getting fluxed here, because if they get fluxed, I don't think the Zen's going to be able to help them. They're going to be too high up. Oh, someone. So there we go. Here's the assassin issue, which I was talking about, and never mind, the flux just didn't even matter. I don't even think Revenge needed to transfer that. Oh no, assassin, you cannot die here. Do not die. Save the carry. Oh my god. Alright, Bob, big. Stalker gets the Zen though. Oh, the backline? The front line? Dude, assassin's just murdering everybody. Oh, how did that miss? Dragging him. You wouldn't. Oh my god. Oh no, that Matrix was enormous. That Matrix is actually going to save them. Holy to you. Coming back as Diva actually won them that fight. Assassin would have won that if that Matrix didn't exist. What do you think about the Hanzo Hog versus the Tracer Ball? I actually... As we said, I think on defense, it's very good when you can control positioning and you can just like set up Assassin in a certain spot and your snipers in a certain spot and just anchor your Roadhog and your Sigma. Very good. I think where Runaway really struggles with this composition is when they need to attack and they don't have that control. Oh my god, dude, Assassin hasn't lost a 1v1 in his life. Wow, they're gonna cap just. The dragon, yeah. To be honest, you never really impressed me. Tuyu's been really good he played really well in the Nexus Cup. He made me a fan of his play when I watched the Nexus Cup very recently. He was very good. He was very good. Crazy Assassin was close to not making it to Al, yeah. And I think it just goes to show how stacked DPS players are in Overwatch League, right? I'd love to see what, like, Assassin's, like, other flex... Because he plays flex DPS, right? But he also plays the Tracer. What's Assassin's, like, Doomfist and Genji like? Is sort of the question. Like, how much of a flex DPS is he? Because obviously his Hanzo is cracked and jacked. But I haven't seen him play like the other ones, right? Full shrug, yeah. So... We analyzing contenders VODs? Hell yeah, we're almost done though.
1 minute gone. Assassin now onto the Tracer as the other Tracer on the other side doesn't get to do too much in gameplay.
Doomfist is the most broken hero in Overwatch history. Ah, another Doomfist hater I see in chat. The word is that it's better than Tuba, yeah. Tuba's Genji was impressive in the playoffs, but other than that, I think I wasn't super impressed with Tuba.
And that's the thing, right? Stalker is not
Yo, what's up, Jordan?
popping off as immensely as we need him to.
Echo, yeah, Echo's also pretty stupid.
Anything against Merit right now, and Wu Yao just picking one up.
I am a supporter I must. Yeah, I'm also a Doomfist hater. You just have to hate Doomfist because he just one-shots everyone. And here we go, like, talking about, like, Runaway, like, GenG can't even walk up to the point. The Tracer and the Ball are just getting bullied every time they show their faces, and everyone else just can't walk forward because there's too much control. Yo, Juice, thank you for the 31 months. That's like one whole year. Some would say more than a year. Thank you very much for the 31 months.
It just keeps on going. Okay, Stalker's like, you know what? It's time for my hand, so let's bring out the double sniper. The only difficulty there is GenG won't have support.
I just realized we didn't have the chat box up for this. Oh well. Sorry.
Like himself now with a solo wrecking ball, but the good news there is one good pile driver can knock people into the air, and that can be his kind of Stalker's cue to get some easy headshots.
Wait, you're allowed to play Doom when it's not OT? Ah, shit, I've been playing all wrong all this time. How would you make the one-shot abilities harder to use? I just don't think you should have abilities that can do over 200 damage. Is my counter to that. I think that's the biggest issue, is like having one-shot abilities are really bad. I also think the broken thing is with Doom isn't his punch. The thing about the punch is that you have to commit a lot for it. My problem with... Oh my god, nice play by someone. My problem with Doomfist is that he can one-shot with pretty much every ability. Like, his E, he can literally come from Narnia. And then Ian come from Narnia with high speed because of the way the tech works with the horizontal. Uppercut. Every good Doomfist under the sun will be able to one-tap you with the shotgun and then just rocket punch out. So therefore they can commit for a one-shot without ever really having a risk of dying. Then once they get their ultimate, they can commit even harder.
The Tracer wasn't really working out. Tracer not really playing into GenG the way they want to, as someone will go towards the Orisa.
So the problem is the insurance that Doomfist has on his one-shot abilities.
Double shield composition, double
It doesn't really cost him anything. Oh god, is that Sig dead?
trouble, and he might go down.
That was a weird dragon. But yeah, GenG gets through that fight with just honestly some good individual plays. It seems to be how they're breaking this open more than anything.
Plan here, get it to C, and then this is the composition to push it over the line, but not a lot of time to do that, and they're still not actually set up on the card anyway, still just trying to take space off Runaway first. Really good scouting. They see all of GenG in terms of rotation. Someone super low is Bob in the flux to follow as well. 1 for 1 at least, only one coming out of that gravitic flux, but Stalker, I don't think he's particularly in a resable spot, and Blizz is busy anyway.
Oh god, help we here.
Bob kind of having to cover, but immediately as the res comes through, another one goes down. It just keeps happening to GenG. They lose someone, they res slow.
Oh wow, well played by Sorka. Punishing Assassin for his aggression. I honestly think that's something that GenG needs to work on if they're going to be able to shut down Runaway. It feels like Assassin's getting away with so much on this Hanzo.
Surely this is the time. Well, that Holt's gonna go soon.
Oh no, the Doomfist ruined.
Some of that could have been a real good setup coming through from GenG to secure a kill as the whole hog's available. This is really diddly, by the way, on the overtime, as FaZe might want to strike soon. That
Did this season just start? No, this game's old. This game's 2 months old.
go wide, and Runaway still into this one. Now the whole
They got the Flux. Tiu has the Flux to maybe open this up, but I think he's in trouble. Yeah, he just dies for it. That's where the hold is. Sojourn's Railgun is going to have people molding next year. See, but the Railgun, it's not a one-shot. It'll be interesting to see how much damage it does. Sojourn's Railgun looks really cool, but I agree the damage scaling of it needs to be careful, because if it does too much damage, it's going to be very unfun to play against.
might have at least been able to get more progress just because you could commit to that card earlier without
It's definitely not a one-shot. The Rail will not be a one-shot. Thoughts on the new DM roster? It looks really good. Honestly, they picked up like a lot of really talented players in my eyes of like what I played with in ranked. So I'm excited to see like what they can do with that. Hunter and McGravy, the coaching duo. I'm excited. Something different, something new.
certainly not really sick ones, and one did actually miss, so sick for a different kind of reason. Certainly was ill as GenG.
We don't really know what Sojourn's abilities are, so it's kind of hard to know. From what I took out of it when I was watching it was that the left click then charged the rail, so then you could shoot the rail. But Matt was saying, from what he noticed, he thought it was the ultimate is the rail. So you like pull out a rail gun. Tree. Whoa, wait. We were trying to work out who Tree was because someone asked me who's Tree, and when I was in my rank games, I'm like, I've never heard of him. Is Tree actually 13 years old? He's definitely 13. Look at that picture. Everyone's taken this picture when they were 13. Wow. That's crazy. He is a child. The new Huxel? Dude, he's going to be so sick in the Overwatch League in 2026. That's crazy. That's crazy. Good on him, dude. I didn't know he was 13. This dude was born the week before I graduated. Don't know. I'm not going down the lineup of like equating him to how old I am. I don't need that in my life. He has like 5 different senses for his heroes. Really? I don't like that. But I know a lot of people. It's a very Korean thing to do, to have lots of different senses for different heroes. Just like kids in the league. I'm glad they don't let kids in the league, as much as it'd be cool to give them opportunities. I think there's so many life lessons and skills you need to learn before you get into the league. We'll have... I really hope Overwatch League is not called Overwatch 2 League. Can you imagine if they called it Overwatch 2 League? I would mold. Alright, so let's talk about this though. Runaway is using the exact same comp to play aggressive. They've struggled in this series so far trying to get value out of the aggressiveness with this composition, as they can't take space. I actually think this is a pretty good map, at least the first point is, for their composition, because they can just control high grounds and then they get space. Oh, and look, they just got control of the cart, and now the onus is on GenG to make a play, and they just get murdered. I think second point is going to be the big one. I think if Runaway can rush through second point, they'll be fine. But they could easily get stalled of like not being able to get across the bridge. Custa's only 27, young as fuck. That's how I feel until I start hearing that the people I'm playing against, and we're the 13. Overwatch League the second. 2-0-2L. Oh my god.
Their footing here. This is unbelievable. Okay, Runaway held this high ground on the defense for like 3.
GenG are just getting demolished, yeah. And this feels like what we've noticed every time. As soon as Runaway gets any positioning and Assassin and Merit are free to shoot, they just fucking farm. Oh, okay. But here's what I talked about, right? I said that GenG just needs to get to a point in which they can hold. This is where I think Runaway... If I am Runaway, I would be like, I think we need to switch. I don't think we can stay with this comp. I think it's going to be really hard to get their Ashe and their Hanzo to shoot. Especially with the Roadhog. Like, how are they going to cross this bridge, get all the way across, be able to shut down the Wrecking Ball and the Tracer from just farming their backline? I would not be surprised if Runaway gets full held here on this second point. No, we are putting chat on the screen. I guess I can just turn it on now, but yeah, I didn't realize it wasn't on. But we'll have it for the end, but yeah. Oh god, Elizabeth, please no.
What have they really got out of this high ground? Look at this point. Merit's been able to wrap around to the backside. That results in the kill on Ezhan. And I think part of it is actually the hog was a bit of a difference there for Runaway in the defense. I kind of pointed it out. If you go close to the wall, the hog...
Oh, there we go. They even got the first pick. Oh, whew. Yeah, they even got the first pick. I think Runaway has to find a way to get ultimates out of GenG and then just blow their load. Of course, add tier 2. Yeah. Oh, isn't... Oh! Oh, what? Just the timing of that is so sad. Okay, here we go. Runaway. Oh, see, but the Zen can't cross the bridge. Yeah, like the Zen just can't cross the bridge. Those mines are going to be nice. Oh, the Bob's actually going to farm them. Okay. Now they got okay, so Runaway got the picks. Can they win this? Oh, he got stuck. That's not good. Oh. And then here's the issue that just happened. Runaway literally just used everything. They listened to what I said and they blew their load, but then it didn't work. And now they have no ultimates. Now you have to switch, right? Here is when you're like, hey guys, this isn't gonna work. But I guess it's kind of been working, so maybe that's like, it's like false hope. They got all the picks they could ever hope for. They killed the Tracer off the bat. They got another pick off the bat, and then they still couldn't clean that out. Chat now has a 2 fetish. Oh no, chat. Do you hit a sit rock? Yeah, the Zen was trying to run across the thing, and he gets hit by that rock. But that's sort of what I'm saying, right? Is the Zen's gonna be really hard. Fortunately, Runaway have been able to get the positioning for this first fight. Like, Ezan's playing very far back. Oh, someone gets punished. All right, nice. Yeah, I think this is GenG playing too passive for my liking right now. I feel like they're giving the positioning to Runaway right, for no reason. They had no ultimates. KSF, I swear to God, you gotta stop giving me notifications. Quasi gets Wuya. Can they get the res for that? That is the question. They get. Oh, what? Sorry, excuse me? One second. Wait, one second. The only thing he knew that Tracer was there was that blink in the top left of his screen. Jesus. Assassin diff? Oh, this Bob is enormous. Is the hog dead? Oh, no, dude. Ezan's actually farming. They can't punish him right now. They're really struggling to get any space. See, Huyal switches now. Now we're off. We're off the Sig. Onto the Wrecking Ball. What makes this second point so good for defense? So the reason this point in general is so hard is as the attacking team, first of all, you have to cross a bridge. So if they play aggressive on the defense, then you have to cross a bridge, which is like hard to cross. But Runaway has more snipers, so they're not really, GenG's not really pressuring it. But GenG have this choke, right? Very hard as the offensive team to get control of this or force GenG off of this. What this choke allows them to do is allows them to peek over, protected, shoot down, all that kind of stuff, but it also gives them a free flank to walk behind them at any moment. Their Tracer, their Ash, like everything that they have can flank and just drop down behind them and use these multiple high grounds to get it. And that's what makes this point so good. And even if GenG gets displaced, they get pushed off or whatever, they can just walk back up whenever they want. So getting around this area or getting control of the high ground is almost impossible. And that's why you see so many games held here in the second point. Custa, oh no, not Custa, Katuta. Alright, so here's what I say, like, right? So, Runaway get this positioning, but at any point, GenG can pressure it by coming back up here, right? GenG's actually giving a lot of space. I really hate how much space GenG just gave there. It feels like they're going against everything that I'm talking about, right? Feels like they're so scared to fuck it up that they're not playing in the way that I think they really should. But even then, as I said, Tuyu can just always take this high ground whenever he wants and then take this spot. Oh, Assassin. Oh, Tuyu. Oh, my. Dude, Assassin just doesn't miss. That's a big Bob. Who's going to touch? Who's going to touch? Oh, one clip. Oh, no. Stalk is on the stalk. Who's on the point? Oh, is there a Bob on the point? I think there is. Yikes. And there you go. SAS Overwatch League signing when? He's already signed. He got signed to Washington Justice. 2-2, baby. Let's plan to win. Aye. To Busan. To end it all. I think Assassin and Stalkers have been the stars of this matchup. Both have done so well. Stalker's been very good. I think Xan had a really good map there, but hasn't been as impressive throughout the series. Tuyu's been good on this Sigma. Quasi's been pretty good on this Zen as well. Merit honestly hasn't shown up a whole lot, in my opinion. Maybe kind of overshadowed by Assassin, but I also think Assassin's getting a lot more resources than Merit is. Which is weird for a Hanzo Ash combo, but it's working for them, right? So, now we go into King of the Hill. I actually like Runaway's comp more. The thing is, I don't like it on this map. I actually think Busan might be one of the few King of the Hill maps where I don't like this. I don't think there's a way for Runaway to keep their backline safe and stop them from getting doped by the Tracer Ball. So I think it's going to be really up to these players to get picks like FaZe, Assassin, and Merit. So we'll see if they can pull that off. Because, like, you see they get the initial pick. Someone... Oh, yeah, they get the Assassin dive. Is that Mercy dead to the fire, actually? Ooh, okay, Ezan. Oh, he don't miss. There we go. Not playing ball in this map. Runaway hasn't played ball this entire series for the most part. They've played it little bits after things weren't working, but they've played this Roadhog Sig pretty much the entire series and playing this double sniper. Playing a very slow, pick-heavy composition. It's worked for them on most maps, but some maps it just hasn't been very successful. Like, what maps did it worked on Koth, and it also worked on Anubis. Yeah, and I think this goes back to my original point that Runaway in this situation, they have to walk into GenG who have all the positioning. I think it's gonna be really hard for Runaway to get back onto the point. And you see FaZe is trying to take that space with Huya, but one of them is just so much damage. Like, one of them's gonna die eventually, or the DPS for Runaways feels like they have to get too aggressive and then they just die. Oh, insta hit on Stalker. Someone's alive? No way. Okay. Alright, here we go. Runaway gets the control. They get the flux out, but they had the transcend. Oh, where did that Zen just go? Okay, it's fine. Oh, the transcendence should not mitigate the effects of this dragon. But, oh, Huya is still very far away from his flux. Oh, Quasit, how does he get revenge? Alright, Merit, you gotta come alive. Dude, Quasid is just alpha. He's in the opposition backline. Are they not gonna get this point? Dude, Quasid, you gotta get out of there. He just gets killed by the respawning Hanzo. That's one of those flanks where it looks really dumb because no one was there. Oh, dude, Assassin diff every damn time. No brig, no ball? Yeah. I kind of would like to see Chio play brig and deal with this ball and Tracer better. But it feels like they really want to lean into this Mercy to enable Assassin and Merit more. It'd be interesting to see how it would work if they played Briggs in. On Flux, 9% is in the round is terrible. Yeah. It took Huya a long time to get that first Flux. Oh, that's a big bomb, and that's a big dynamite. They got a lot of space for that. Do they have the translation? Revenge hasn't got the transcendence. So that's literally just that's a to you diff right there. Oh, come on, Revenge. You got a Windows. He had him at 1. Oh, Quasid diff. Honestly, Quasid's been very impressive in this round so far. Who was that? It was only 13. Tree. He's on the new lineup for dark mode in contenders.
Wobble wobble, motherfucker.
Count of the week. Thank you very much to the 35-month resub. Much love. Welcome back to the fam. Alright, here we go. Match point 2-2. GenG's got him on the ropes. Is Runaway going to play the exact same comp? This is another map in which I think the GenG comp might be better. If they can get control with the snipers, it could be hard, but I feel like it's going to be hard to keep someone and Stalker in check. Yo, what's up, Count of the Week? Hope everyone's day is going well. It is, thank you.
Blizzard was the other one that SS plays super well. So we'll have to see. As Runaway now.
It's all signed to you to play Sigma. What are they going to do with Marvel? Marvel's a main tank. Marvel's a main tank player. He was never an off tank player. So they have two main tanks. And I think that's good because I think I want to see Gesture play like the Wrecking Ball plus whatever, maybe Roadhog. Sorry, the Winston and maybe Roadhog, but I want to see Marvel play the ball. Like haven't really been very impressed with Gesture's Reinhardt and Ball and stuff like that. Well, I think Marvel's very solid.
I don't know if Runaway got an invitation to the wedding. GenG really starting to steam ahead right now. Stalker and Assassin fairly close in terms of ult charge for the pulse bomb. GenG have full control over point. Runaway have to come through the choke, take a bit of damage.
Okay, so as we talked, Runaway doesn't get the positioning, and I hate this as well. I don't like that they're putting Assassin on Tracer. I feel like they're counter-comping themselves. It feels like they should, if they're going to do that, they should have a ball. If they're going to play Tracer, you should play a ball. But by playing the Tracer, I think it's just playing it to, and they go Brig as well. Like, why? If you go Brig Tracer, you may as well commit. Full send it and go ball. By having the Sigma Roadhog, it's putting themselves very frontline heavy without the ability to really dive. Okay, and then we see how it goes. But it's now you're 40% into the round, and you're so far behind on ults. Look, FaZe has to go Sig. They don't have a Flux. They have 0% on Flux, 0% on Mines. That gives Quasid a free Transcendence here. Quasid can use this Transcendence whenever he wants, just to live. And we only really, realistically have, at maximum, 2 fights for GenG. So they need to force a fight and force ultimates from GenG here. Okay, there's that free Transcendence from Quasid that I was talking about. And they just win that fight with that free Transcendence. Usually you wouldn't be able to use your Transcendence like that because you have to save it for the Flux. But now they know that FaZe isn't going to have the Flux. They win a fight for free with that Transcendence. And now someone has Mines, someone has, has Flux. This is going to be a very hard fight for GenG to win. I want them to go early with the Mines. I want to see them force the rally, force the Transcendence early, and then maybe win with the Flux. Ezen's going to get a Bob as well. Mines. I want to see these Mines really soon. Okay, they're going to use the Flux first. I honestly don't hate the Flux first. Just don't use the Mines. And now use the Mines. Now we go with the Mines. Actually, Mines point. Actually is probably the play, which is probably what he's done. Yeah, he's put Mines all over the point. Which is going to force Runaway to try and play for this point with Mines everywhere. Oh, Assassin. Dude, Assassin is so good. Literally, I honestly think this series isn't close if they don't have Assassin. I think Assassin is actually hard carrying Runaway right now. Why don't they run Ryan's Eye into this? Wouldn't it be better than Sig Roadhog? People didn't play Brawl back then. I think this is before the Reinhardt buff from 75 to 85, and I think Ryan Zaya and Brawl wasn't as considered as strong. So looking at it now, I think a lot of people would play Brawl into this, but no one does. They get the Transcendence out early. FaZe has to get this Flux. FaZe has to get this Flux. He's gonna die. Yo, FaZe lives. Alright, FaZe gets the Flux. No. Okay, now they need a stall. Okay, Runaway. All you gotta do is stall until FaZe can get back for this Flux. FaZe is coming. Yo. They played the right comp, just too late. Yeah, and I'm a little disappointed that Runaway didn't recognize that they weren't going to win that map. I think if they went to... I think their composition would have been good on City Center. Like the... What was it called? Downtown? I actually think it's called Downtown. I think it would have been better on Downtown, their like Roadhog Sigma comp. But on that one, they can't control the Wrecking Ball and the Tracer. And re-engaging into that, trying to get space off of that with their Roadhog Sigma is just not good. And by just counter-comping themselves, they lost it from there. So, some mistakes. But I honestly also don't hate teams going down with the ship. Like, Runaway got that far playing this Roadhog Sigma. I'm actually kind of glad that they stuck with it rather than playing a comp that they let's be honest, they might not have won in the mirror. They might not have been able to win in that mirror. They weren't as confident in it or not. But it's hard to know. It's hard to know. It's impossible to know what's going on and why they were doing that and why they were so stubborn on not switching. And I think you got to keep that in consideration every time you see something and it doesn't make sense to you, because there's probably a reason for this decision. All these guys are very smart. They have great coaches. They have great players. It's not as simple as they just didn't think about not playing it and stuff like that. So yeah, that was a great match. Honestly, GenG versus Runaway. GenG gets the edge, and they go on to play Team CC, and I think they lose. I think they lose like pretty badly to Team CC. I think it's a 4-1. We watched it a bit back or something like that. So GenG versus Team CC goes on next, but this happened a while ago, so spoilers. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tier Tuesdays. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Going back and reviewing this stuff. I'd love to know which match you guys would like me to see. Obviously, we have another, 2 months, sub 2 months, until Overwatch League comes back. So I want to keep watching things. So make sure to, comment on all the things that you want to watch. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out.